All right, welcome to the first episode of the guys. We still have to find a name for our podcast. Well, we'll have to figure that out at another time. But welcome to everyone there listening in or watching in, however it may be. I am Justin Martin, one of the co-hosts of this podcast, and we have my co-hosts Krista Young and Corey Lee on with us here. All three of us being advisors with Legacy Wealth Management. We're excited to be here today. Our focus of this conversation here today is more to give an introduction to who we are and why we're here and how we hope that translates into helping our clients build their wealth and build financial freedom. With obviously on the outset, a few financial tips for the day for everyone to walk away with. Is that right, guys? Am I saying that right?
Yep.
Oh, good. Good. Thank you, Krista. So well spoken. Appreciate that. No, so let's just jump right into this so we don't belabor the conversation here today. But I'd love to hear from each of you as to why you're doing what you're doing, why you're here. Kind of give us, what is that 3-minute rundown on your background, who you are, and something exciting as far as how that translates into helping your clients in what they're doing with building wealth also. So Krista, let's start with you.
Sure. So I am pretty passionate about money and finances because I didn't grow up with a steady financial home. So from the get-go, that's how I got into this industry. I wanted to be able to sleep at night and have that peaceful outlook when it comes to money. I also wanted to pursue careers and goals and adventures that I maybe didn't get to do when I was younger, but I didn't want to have to do them and go into debt. So I'm very adventurous. I love the outdoors. I love hiking, anything to do with cycling or triathlons. And all of that kind of spurs my passion to just make sure that I have the financial means to do those things, but I don't go into debt or do anything that makes me uncomfortable or makes it hard to sleep at night. So
I love it. And I love following your Strava, by the way. It's like every other weekend, let's go summit this 12,000 foot summit, Kings Peak. Let's go do Pimp. Let's go right up to Jackson Hole. Like you're always out on the go. Yep. And I love it. Absolutely love it. And I love that you're coming from the standpoint of maybe not having the best communication with money and finances growing up and how you've been able to change that paradigm in your life and hopefully help others change that too, at least from what I've seen as you've been interacting with other clients here at Legacy Wealth. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's definitely a passion. I like to change people's mindset about money because I had to do it for myself. And really, money should work for you. It shouldn't be scary. It shouldn't be something that stresses you out. If you have the right resources and the right connections, it really can become an asset and something that makes your life a lot easier. Yeah. So I just like to help people find those resources because they're out there and you don't have to be a millionaire to access them. So
yeah, so true. And I love that as we change our communication style with money, words like budget and taxes and insurance and finances, those type of words that kind of in all reality have a negative connotation to them, they begin to change as we start to change our view of how they work in our own lives. And hopefully that's one of the things that we can start to communicate better here in this podcast. And frankly, in the conversations that we have with our clients on a day-to-day basis is those kinds of words and those kinds of topics are topics that, yes, seem a little bit voodoo right now, but the more comfortable we are with them and the better communication that we have with money and finances, the better off we're going to be in the long run, because it's a huge part of our day to day. So love that. Corey, talk to us. Give us who you are. What's going on?
So as I like to say, I am a reformed tax attorney. I went to law school. 3 years of law school wasn't enough. I went for a 4th year and got what's called an LLM in tax from the University of Florida. And I worked in Manhattan for a couple of years for PricewaterhouseCoopers doing tax mergers and acquisitions, which provide a lot of exposure to some big, exciting deals. And then I went and practiced law for just over 3 years in St. George, Utah, did some tax work and then did general legal contract work, business work, litigation. and got tired of the negative of litigation, suing people for money, protecting clients from being sued. Is valuable, but wasn't what I wanted to focus on. I wanted to focus on helping people without the expense of taking it from somebody else. So helping people grow their money, save their money, learn how to handle their money. I got started later. I went to law school when I was 32, recently turned 40, and want to understand money better for myself as well, to put myself and my family. I have 5 kids. So I've got a lot going on and want to put us in the best financial position we can be in. And the best way for me to do that is to learn and understand it, and also to teach it to other people, to help people have a positive relationship, building on what we were just talking about. That money's a positive, not something to be scared of, not something that stresses you out, into your late 60s, trying to figure out what you're going to do with life, but getting a handle on it wherever you are in life, whether that's at 40, 20, 30, it's never too late to start and to prepare yourself and set you up for success in the future. And I want to be a part of that and be a part of the positive in helping others as well as myself. And so that's what brought me here.
I love that. Our reformed tax attorney. It's beautiful. And for those that are listening in, Corey today is wearing a bright red shirt with a U of U logo on it. What just happened with the Utes? Give us an update there.
We're the Pac-12 champs going to the Rose Bowl.
That's awesome.
Granddaddy of them all. Here we go.
That is going to be fun. That's down at, where's that game? Is Pasadena, right?
Pasadena.
Oh man, that's going to be a fun bowl game there. Awesome. Well, let me give you a little introduction to who I am and why I'm here. So I grew up in a family where finances were talked about frequently. My father growing up, he was a financial advisor. My mom's brain works like an accountant, and she's always working with numbers. She did a lot of insurance and bond contracting and other things. So I have these parents that are both very quantitative oriented. I guess I could put it that way. And my siblings and I, we saw the cycles that people go through when they're running a business too. Some years my dad's sales and commissions and everything are up, some are down. Same with my mom, some are up, some are down. And so we saw the business build that comes out of all that too. And so naturally, when I started going to college, finances and money seemed like a good fit. It was normal. The conversation was normal. And I started into that. And then right out of college, I started working for a large brokerage firm here I'm in the Salt Lake City area, and there's a large brokerage firm here. And I started working there, and it was a great investment company to work for. Learned a lot, got a lot of good training, got my licensing done. And I was about 2 years into it, 2.5 years into it. And this is 2007, rolling into 2008. And I remembered one day when I was at work, it was kind of a weird day. I remember going to work, and all of a sudden the world was blowing up. I walked into my office, and it just seemed like the world was blowing up. This was right when Lehman Brothers fell, and AIG soon after that fell. And we were just heading into the financial crisis of 2008, 2009. And it was really weird for me to just kind of watch the television screens there, watch what my coworkers were doing as we just saw the financial industry implode on itself. Now, when you are an employee of a large investment firm during a financial crisis, it gets pretty scary. And my entire job was tied to whatever the S&P 500 was doing. And when I say it was tied to the S&P 500, my 401k was down, my IRAs were down, my real estate investments were down. And then one of the senior VPs of the company came in and held a large group meeting and said, just so y'all know, if at the end of this quarter, the S&P 500 drops below 850 points, we have to lay off 15% of your department. And that was a scary moment in my life. At that point in time, I had 2 kids at home. I was just new into making money. I mean, things were pretty scary. And I looked at my wife at that point in time and just said, something's off right now. I had been taught all of these financial strategies, and it just seemed like nothing was working. And so we actually, my wife and I quit my job at that point in time. We went down to Texas A&M to get a graduate degree down there, but also to take kind of this 2-year hiatus to figure out what we were going to do and how we were going to invest our money to make sure that in the future, if there was ever another massive recession, depression, whatever it may be, that we could make sure that we were in a place financially where it was still going to be okay. And so over the last 10, 12 years, that's what I've been working on and developing for my own personal finances, with the finances of with my clients. And it's not to say that it's a bulletproof system, but there's different strategies and different things that we've implemented that, during the pandemic, when that set in March of 2020, we were still fine. It was still okay. And so those are the kind of strategies that get me excited when I wake up in the morning, that I can help my clients also see and implement and utilize. So that's who I am. That's why I'm here. Does that make sense? Any questions from the peanut gallery that's watching in?
Nope. Sounds great.
Good.
One thing I love about Legacy Wealth is we all come from different backgrounds, but we're all very passionate about just making sure that our families are taken care of, but also that we can turn around and help other families, help other people to find those investment strategies that help them sleep at night, but still help protect their money. So
absolutely. Love it. Okay, guys, let's wrap this up here then. 60 seconds or less. Everyone here, in 60 seconds or less, what is one financial freedom tip that you can leave our listeners with today? Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Krista, you're up.
Start saving. If you've already started saving and you have a good savings account going, start investing. Don't just gamble it out on the stock market and get a Robinhood account and do whatever. Like, talk to a financial advisor, actually do some research, start investing in something small. There's a mindset change that happens when you just start, whether you start saving or you start investing. So
love it. Start saving, start investing. Corey, go.
Building on what Krista said is talk about it. Talk about it with your partner, with your family, with your kids. Talk about money. The sooner they can learn about it, the better off they're going to be, and the better off you'll be as you have those conversations with them, or with your partner, or if you're single, find somebody that you can talk with. Find a financial buddy that you can talk over money with, how to handle it, get different ideas, and from there you're going to build a financial team and grow. But just start talking.
I love it. And here's mine for the day. Mine is to do an audit on your subscriptions. Everyone loves purchasing into subscriptions. We've got all of our Netflix, Amazon subscriptions. We've got different subscriptions through Apple. We've got subscriptions in every which way. Take a look, take an hour or two and make a list of every subscription that you have going on and figure out, do you need it? Do you not? Is there overlap? Is there a way to negotiate it down? Is there a way to do an annual instead of a monthly that saves you? But do an audit on your subscriptions. And that's it. So thanks for joining in today on episode 1. Have a good one, guys.